Hello, everyone, and welcome to a little idea I have had for a while now. I just never thought to actually do it. The main reason being, I just didn't feel like I was well enough informed on characters to be able to comment on them. But I've been playing Genshin for almost a year now. In 8 days, it'll have been a year since I started playing the game. Favorite game of all time. Love it. Play it every day, literally. But what we're gonna do today is I was juggling a couple ideas on how to do this. Like, should I, do one on my favorite characters? Like, should I do one on how good each character is by their element, or should I just do a straight like tier list on how good I think each character is and then rank him like all together? We're gonna do the last option, and if you want to see other ones, comment down below what kind of other tier lists you want me to do for Genshin. But now, with that out of the way, let us begin. So, we're gonna put you all the way down here. I don't know anything about you. I've never seen your gameplay. I don't care about you. But, alright, let's start off with... Which travelers should I do? I'm gonna do... This is Animo Traveler, and this is Dendro. Because those are the ones I know the most about. The other ones I don't really know much about. I mean, actually, I know some about Geo, but I feel like that's more for world exploration than actual fighting. Alright, so Animo... Okay, so F is just... Don't use them. Just don't. D is like, you can use them, but they're not going to be that good. They're decent options, like, when you're starting out, like in, like, Mondstadt and Liyue. C is they're alright. They can be good, but they take a lot of effort to be good. B is they're pretty good, but there's better options. A is they're very good, you should use them, and S is they're broken. You have to use them. Obviously, you don't have to use any characters if you don't want to, but those are just my opinions. So with Dendro, honestly, I put at least in C, maybe even B, probably C. Yeah, Dendro Traveler is the best traveler in terms of like usability later on. Obviously there is other options. You get Kale for free, Obviously, Nahida is going to be better than Dendro Traveler, because Nahida's busted. But, Dendro Traveler is not a bad option, if you don't have anything better, or if you, for whatever reason, don't want to use Kale. Then, Dendro Traveler, yeah. Animo Traveler, I'm going to put in D. I feel like she's a great option early on. She's actually not bad, in early game. Her swirling and sucking in characters, the burst isn't the best, but it gets the job done. She's not a bad option, especially because, she has some crowd control. Yeah, a decent option. For the first whole month of playing the game, I mained Animo Lumine, and it did very well. Obviously, she got power crept pretty hard after Liyue, but, early on, pretty good. Jean. I don't know. She got buffed a lot with Farina. Before, she was kind of alright, probably, C, but I don't know. I don't know where to put her, especially now that Cloud Retainer is out. Because before she was the best option for Farina, but now with Cloud Retainer, that would be that's a lot Xiao's best party member over Jean. But Jean is still using a lot of other Farina comps, so and you can use Vivi. Yeah, I'd say Jean is A. She's probably the best standard 5-star character now with Farina. before I would probably say like Mona was, but or no, Tainari probably was, but now I'd say yeah, Jean. Jean is very good. She great healer, great with Farina. Can use Viridis and Venerer and get some, resistance shred. Not very hard to build either. So yeah, she's great. Lisa, as much as I just want to put her straight to F, she has some use, but personally, I'm gonna put her in F. Her burst is good, but that's her only asset, and there's just so many better options. Like, obviously, if you don't have other options, she's good enough, but with Fischl and Shinobu and I don't know, literally anything else, I feel like Lisa's pretty useless. And her playstyle, is just so clunky. Like, you can only use her burst, and because her normal attack and element skill just make no sense. Amber, my Amber is level 80, but I'm sorry, Amber, you are not good. There's so many better options. The only thing I could see people wanting to use her for is the freaking Cryo Registine, and that's it. For showcases and stuff, but other than that, I don't know. She's just pretty useless. Not too much to say. She's great, for the first hour of playing the game, but after that, you're probably going to want to swap to someone else. Especially when you can get Xiangling for free. What's the reason I'm using Amber? Noelle. Noelle actually got buffed with Farina, didn't she? I'd probably put her at C. I've seen people do crazy stuff with Noelle, but I think for the average person, not great. She's probably a very high investment character. I really like Noelle as a character a lot. I think she's great. I had a lot of fun playing with her for the first month of playing the game. It was fun, but she is definitely not someone I'd play later on. I would definitely recommend for newer players to use Noelle because she's great, especially having a shielder so early on in the game. You can get her literally within the first hour of playing, if that, maybe 30 minutes. But yeah, no, she's great. Barbara's slept on, honestly. I think Barbara's great. I'd still put it C because of her loving to get frozen, but honestly, I think Barbara is a lot better than people give her credit for, especially with the introduction of Farina now. I think Barbara's amazing. She, literally her burst, heals you all the way up to full, basically, if you build her right. Her C6 is the only thing that can revive a character in Spiral Abyss, which is insane. I have C5, unfortunately, so I can't do that. But when I get C6, I'll probably, I personally use my Barbara with my Ayaka team, which is Ayaka, Ganyu, Farina, and Barbara. And Barbara's not only great for, helping with freezing and, obviously getting Farina's fanfare points, but also Hydro Resonance with Farina, is great because, that boosts Farina's overall healing and damage more. So, honestly, Barbara is not a bad character. She is very underrated, especially for a character you get for free just for completing the non-stat storyline. She is pretty good. I will always, my Barbara is level 90, and I do not regret it at all. I have used her probably more than most other characters. She was on my team from the beginning to October or November of last year. So she earned her spot. Sucrose, I'm gonna put in B. So some people think Sucrose is a god, some people think Sucrose is trash. Now, I think I've used her. I don't have Kazuha. I've used her a decent amount. Not like crazy, but, you know, I've used her here and there. And I think she's not bad. She is a great alternative if you don't have Kazuha. For sure. If you have Kazuha, she is pretty useless. Unless you, for whatever reason, need 2 Kazuhas on your Spiral Abyss teams. But usually you probably are going to opt for throwing in something else than a Sucrose if you have Kazuha. But if you don't have Kazuha, she's a great alternative. And, you know, I don't think that, you know, people who have Kazuha saying she's crap is very fair. You know, you got to think about it in terms of, you know, how good are they in their you know, their best, at their best, how good are they? Because, you know, saying, like, what's a good example? Xingqiu is useless when you have Yelan is pretty, you know, I don't think anyone would agree with that. So why would you say, you know, Sucrose is useless when you have Kazuha, you know? They each have their own roles, and, you know, you gotta respect that role. Yeah, Sucrose does alright. Her crowd control is not the best, but it can work. And she's not a bad character at all. Really, she's not. Fischl. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. The only time I've played Fischl is on my ult with a C0 Fischl. I've heard she gets a lot better with C6 though. I have a C6 Fischl on my main account though. I just haven't built her at all. So, yeah. Honestly, the only character I've built, Electro character I've built is Raiden, and that is it. I've leveled 90 Kuching, but I haven't really built her. I haven't, like, given her artifacts. She's built, she just doesn't have any artifacts. So, I guess she's not really, get my point. But, from what I've heard about Fischl, she's amazing, so I'm gonna just put her at S. I won't say much more other than, you know, from what I've seen, she has great Electro application, and she is very all-purpose. Like, you can use, unlike Shinobu, who's, like, really only good in Hyper Bloom teams, you can use her in, like, Overload teams or other stuff, Taser teams, you know, whatever. Mona! I think Mona's really good. She's a great asset for very specific niches, like, I almost said Ayaka. I'm not sure. It's hard to say. I think she's good. I don't think she's crazy good, though. I'll put her in B with Sucrose. I think that's fair. But I do think she is good. She can hit some crazy numbers, or help other characters hit some crazy numbers. So, yeah. Kaya. I'm gonna put him in C. He's not bad. His burst is very good. And, you know, his element skill's alright. He's like a cryo version of Xiangling. So, I think he's alright. I'm gonna put him here. I don't have much to say. I only used him like 3 times at the beginning of the game. But, he's alright. Diluc. Even with Cloud Retainer, I feel like I'll put him in B. I think he can be good. He just requires a lot of, you know, investment and time. And Cloud Retainer, which most people didn't pull for, I don't think. Well, I think the Chinese community pulled a lot for her, but I don't feel like most people outside of that did. But, yeah, I don't know. He can be good. If you play him right, he can be good. Just without, like, Cloud Retainer, he's pretty crappy. Like, extremely bad. Razor. I mean, personally, I think he's pretty garbage. Is that fair to say? He's not really that good. I've used him before. He hits, like, the lowest numbers ever. So, personally, I love him as a character, but I don't think he's very good. Do I even need to explain? But it's, like, the best character in the game, other than, like, Kazuha. he is just so, like, all-purpose. He heals. He, more importantly, gives a massive freaking attack buff. He's just so broken. Like, so many teams need him. Like, right in teams. Let's see. Writhely teams. Forfars on Xiao teams. You know? You can still use them on Xiao teams. Wanderer teams. Frickin'... what other teams? I'm trying to think, but, you know, obviously I only have what I have. I don't have most teams off the top of my head because I don't have them. What other DPSs need him? I don't know, but you get the point. Like, he's crazy good. So. Ningguang. She was pretty useless before Navia. Now she has some use, but I feel like, you know, there's better options. She's alright. Well, you know, she can help Navia, but other than that, I don't know. Beto, I don't know much about. I don't understand why people say she's good. I'm just gonna put her in C. I think that's fair. I don't see a lot of people actually use her, but I've seen a lot of people say she's good. Kaching. Okay, so I'm gonna put her in C. I don't think she really hits great numbers. She's a lot better with Dendro now, but like, as cool as she is and as much as I love playing her, I played her for like 6 months straight. She was my main. She was a lot of fun, but she doesn't hit very hard, like, at all. So, I'm gonna put her here, and that's that. I don't know. I think she's alright, but I think there's literally just any other Electro 5-star is just better. Yeah, Xiangling's going up at the top. Insanely easy to, you know, play. You just toss out Guoba and pull up your burst when... if you have Ben on the team, you do it when he's bursting as well, you know. It's extremely easy to play. Very fun to, you know, play as well. When you're starting, obviously, you know, she's just plop plop now. But, you know, when you're first playing her, you know, you get the thrill of like, whoa, there's a freaking flaming pyro thing around me. That's so cool. Yeah, and you get her for free. Her best weapon is for free. Well, fishing, but it's for free. You don't have to pull for it. I don't know. Very great character. Chongyun. I've seen some use of him. I don't think he's that good, though, personally. I think I'll just put him here. I don't know too much about him. I've messed around with him before. He's kind of fun, but he's not that good. Xingqiu, I'd put an A. He's out. You know, Yelan is better than him, but he's still a great option, especially since, you know, super easy to come across. Like, extremely easy. I pulled it on my alt account. I pulled him on my first poll. I know someone else who also pulled him on the first poll. So, yeah, no. Easy character to build. Well, easy-ish. You know, he's not... pretty great character to... I don't like him as a character, but as a playable character, he's pretty great. Chi-Chi. I actually don't know. I don't have Chi-Chi. Hopefully that stays like that for a while. But I don't have Chi-Chi. So, I don't know. I've messed around with someone who does have Chi-Chi. Like, I've messed around with that Chi-Chi, and it's... She probably is buffed with Frida, but I still feel like she's here. I don't really see her get used, but she's an option, I guess. I don't know. Venti. Venti is great, but also useless. He is great, With small enemies, he is useless. With anything bigger than, you know, anything bigger than like a hilly churl. But he is so fun when you have a bunch of small enemies. It's a blast. He is great for, like, if you're a new player and you get Venti, he is great for floors 1 to 8 in Spiral Abyss. So, I'd put him in C. I think that's fair. Klee. I think Klee has potential, for sure. I did some calculations. I just got Klee the other day, like the day after St. Patrick's Day. I, got the Irish luck in me still. And, I did some calculations, and if I, give her optimal artifacts, she can hit like 100k. Her playstyle is a little clunky, yes, but I don't think it's that bad as people try to make it out to be. And yeah, I think Klee is definitely a character that is usable. I'm gonna put her at the same point as I put T-Luke. They're both characters that can be good, just you need to have the right characters for them and play them right. Child, I have heard many mixed things about him. He can hit hard, but he is horrible, horrible, horrible to play. Now, I don't have him. I don't know when I'll ever pull for him. Probably when there's not many characters to pull for left. But I'll put him in B. He's good, but he's not fun to play. So that kind of balances out to about B, I would say. Diona. Honestly, Diona's not bad at all. She just, I feel like, is outshined by Charlotte now. Unfortunately. And, she's great. She is great, though, early on. If you can get her early on, she's a great character. But once you get Charlotte, I'll use her when you have Charlotte, who's just better at healing and more cryo application. And Diona's shield is practically, like, non-existent anyways. It could get boofed so easy. So, I'll put her in D. I'm tempted. Actually, I'll put her in C. I think that's more fair. Zhongli, he's extremely broken. You just stack a crap ton of HP on him, put on the black tassel. Just throw on two-piece with 2-piece Varkasha, 2-piece tenacity, or just full tenacity. He's just busted. His shield, like, is just impenetrable. As long as you level it up, he's broken. I don't think I need to say much more. I don't know anything about her. I've played her in her trial run. She seemed pretty crappy. That's all I gotta say. I've heard everyone say she's useless. Albedo, I don't know. I've seen some gameplay of him, and I've seen some people talk about him. I don't know where to put him, though. I think, personally, he's probably B. Just from what I've seen. That's just my personal opinion from what I've seen. Ganyu is A, for sure. She has one of the best, like, bursts out of a cryo character. Crazy duration, crazy range. As a DPS, I'm not the biggest fan of her, because I don't like waiting for freaking arrows to charge up all the way. It's kind of annoying, not very fun to play either. But as a sub DPS, I like her a lot, and I'd say she's about an A. Xiao, A for sure. He is actually really good, at least now with like Farina and Faruzan, and you just need Farina and Faruzan. You don't even Cloud Retainer. I pulled from it in the most recent time that his banner showed up, and back in 4.4, and he's already, like, his artifacts are kind of suboptimal, but he is already really good. Yeah, I don't even have Cloud Retainer. I just use Farina, Jean, and Farzan, and he is crazy. The only issue is his ER, but if I get more ER on him, I think he's just busted. Like, he is crazy good. He's so fun to play as well. Like, extremely fun to play. Such a, like, a breath of fresh air from just spamming left click. You know? Hu Tao is broken. I don't think I need to say much more. She hits crazy numbers. She's, you know, even more busted if you have her weapon. You know, all you really need is, like, Zhongli to make her great. I don't know what else you put on her team. I don't know. Kazuha, maybe? I don't know. I've not looked at her teams. I just, know Zhongli is great with her because, you can't have a healer for her, so the next best thing is a shielder. But yeah, no, she's great. Rosaria, C. I've seen some use of her. She's not very commonly used, but she's usable enough. Don't know too much about her. Yanfei. I think probably C as well. The C tier is so big. Yanfei, pretty good if you don't have a better pyro DPS, like, Hu Tao or Yoimiya or Klee. She's pretty good. Pretty easy to play. Simple, straightforward play style. Yeah. That's all I really have to say about her. I'm gonna put her B. Not very fun to play, but has hit the highest any character has ever hit with like 6 million. I think she's just a very high investment character though, so probably not worth to pull for her. I lost my 50-50 to her when I was pulling for Klee, so I don't have to worry about pulling for her ever. Yeah, I don't think I need to say much more. Kazuha is insanely broken. The true, Animo Archon, as people call him. Extremely, just incredible crowd control on so many different teams. Is just amazing. In Spiral Abyss, damage buffing, swirling, just everything about him is great. Fun to play as well. That's always a bonus. Ayaka. I'm gonna put her in A. She's great. She's probably the easiest and most fun Cryo 5-star. But she's easy to build, more or less. The issue is just sometimes she can be a little difficult. With min-maxing things. But overall she's very great. And as long as you can freeze an enemy, she does well against it. She's a bit of a pain in Spiral Abyss, but other than that, she's great. And, I'm sure there are people with better Ayakas that just do fine in Spiral Abyss. Mine just doesn't hit crazy good numbers, but oh well. It is what it is. Probably because I don't have Mist Splitter. That's probably the only reason. Yoimiya. I'm going to put her in A. I think Yoimiya has a lot of potential, and I've seen some great Yoimiyas. I think people just, see that her burst is useless and that she doesn't hit as high numbers as Hu Tao, and then kind of think, oh, she's garbage. I love playing Yoimiya. I think she's a lot of fun. She's extremely easy to play. You just hit her element skills and just spam until you can't spam anymore, and then you just, yeah. She's a little bit frustrating with cooldowns and stuff, and trying to get everyone's burst ready. I play her with Xingqiu, Yunjin, and Zhongli. And getting Yunjin and Xingqiu's burst is not too hard to get ready, but Yunjin requires a lot of particles. And even with two-piece, what's it called? Two-piece emblem, and if Favonius lands, it's still sometimes a pain with her. So that's a little annoying sometimes, especially since all the cooldowns are very closely tied together. Like, yeah, it's rough. But, you know, overall, she's fun, and she is actually a lot stronger than people give her credit for. Just literally throw. You don't even need her weapon, like her 5-star weapon. Just throw on a rust. That's what I have, and it does wonders. It probably does just as good as her signature weapon. Sayu. Probably D. She has some use, but I don't feel like anyone's ever using her. She's okay. I won't say she's like downright terrible, but she's okay. You just don't really get much use out of her when there's literally better options everywhere else for healers or Animo sub DPSs or whatever. Raiden Shogun. Yeah. She is insane. She's my strongest character by far. The character I hit the highest with by far. I don't know if I ever like went over 100,000 before Raiden. I doubt it. When I look at my Spiral Abyss things, it said like 86k or something was my highest. And then with Raiden, with like Spiral Abyss buffs and everything, I have hit like 242k. She is insane. Like, just actually busted. And I'd be hitting even harder if I had her signature weapon. But I didn't get that. I pulled for it, didn't happen. But oh well. Yeah, no, she is a busted character. So fun to play. Extremely cool in every way. I love her. I love her as a character. I love her as a playable character. She's just so fun. And so cool. I just feel so powerful when using her burst. Next we have Kujo Sara, who is a very niche character. Really, she's only used for Raiden buffing. And I've seen her on like Klee team as a suggestion. I don't know. I think she's kind of whatever. I'll put her here. Especially since you need like her C6 to be great with Raiden. Gokumi. I think she's an A. She's a great healer. Great Hydro application. She's just amazing for Dendro teams. She's great for Ayaka teams. Just very great overall. Very, very nice character to have. You have alternatives like Barbara, but you know, if you have her, she does really well. Toma. I don't know. I'll put him here. I know, another C tier character. I would put him here, but like I've seen him be good in like Burgeon teams and stuff. He's alright, you know. Shield does okay. His sub DPS is okay. I've also seen him on a Wanderer team. But he's okay. I don't think he's that bad. I just think there are better options most of the time. Ito. I'm gonna put him in A. Honestly, I would personally rather put him in B, but he was widely used by a lot of people in like Mono Geo for a long time. So, and he cleared a lot of Spiral Abysses for a lot of people, so I think he deserves A. I don't really have much to say about him since I don't have him, but yeah, I think he deserves A. Go around putting B because he made Mono Geo pretty much usable. Not much to say there. He's just, you know, good Geo buffer. Shenhe, probably A. She's great with Ayaka teams. She also helps a lot with like Wriothesley teams. She's a very good cryo buffer. You know, if you have a cryo DPS, you're gonna want Shenhe. She does wonders for it. I don't have her myself, but I would like to have her someday. Yunjin, I'm gonna put her in B. A lot of people, she's extremely underrated. A lot of people, you know, just don't use her at all, but she is great. She does great with Yoimiya, for sure. She does great with Ayato, for sure. You can use her with Wriothesley. any character where you're just using a lot of normal attacks, like Wanderer even, yeah. Um, she's great for. She buffs that. She buffs like the actual damage itself and their speed at which they do it. So, no, she's a very slept on character. She is very underrated. I would recommend if you use any of the characters I just mentioned, use her with it, or just any character you use a lot of normal attacks with. Yeah, probably A, right? I don't have her personally, but she's a great Electro sub DPS. Amazing for like aggravate teams. So, yeah, she's a great character to have. I see her on when I look at Dendro teams, I see her a lot there. Ayato! I'm gonna put him B. I love his playstyle, but there's definitely just a lot better Hydro DPSs out there. And he's good. He's good for sure, but there's just better options. I will say, running Ayato with, mono Hydro Ayato, so it's like Ayato, Galon, and Xingqiu. You throw in like Benny or something. Pretty damn good and really fun to play. Yelan, she's definitely S tier. The best Hydro sub DPS in the game, for sure. Great damage, great application. Her burst is a problem. You probably want C1, but it's not that big of a deal. You don't need it. You really don't. And yeah, she's pretty good. Especially if you're running another Hydro DPS with her, like Xingqiu, or if you're running her with Ayato, or whatever, or like I don't know. Anytime there's another one, it kind of fixes the issue with her. But other than that, she's great, amazing, even. Shinobu, I'm gonna put her in A. She is great for Hyper Bloom teams. Extremely easy to build as well. You just need to stack a crap ton of EM on her. Simple as that. Her like, you could get the freaking Iron Sting. Is that what it's called? For free. Just crafting it, super easy. Great character. Hazo. Honestly, if you want to play an Anemo DPS, you don't have Xiao or Wander, great option. But, still, there's better options. But he is fun to play. And, yeah, I think he isn't bad at all. I just think there are better options. Tainari. I'll put him in B. A lot of people say he's, amazing. I don't know if he's amazing, but he is great. And he can definitely help you with Spiral Abyss a lot. If you don't have any better options for like Dendro teams, Tainari will save your butt. So, I personally haven't played him much. I messed around with him here and there. He seems kind of fun. Seems pretty easy play. But yeah, no, he's a great character. I just think there are better options. Kale, I'm gonna put in C. She's basically, just the same thing as Dendro Traveler, If you're starting out, don't have much Dendro characters, Kale you can get for free, easy peasy. Just clear Spiral Abyss floor 4. I almost tripped up on that. And you get her. Pretty easy play. Just good Dendro application. Yeah, pretty great. Dory is pretty useless from what I've heard, and pretty useless from my experience with playing her. I'm gonna put her in here. I don't really see her ever get any use. I saw her like one time in a Spiral Abyss team, and that was probably like a meme. Sino. I think Sino, it definitely A or B. I don't know which though. I hear a lot of people crapping on him and saying he's garbage. I hear a lot of people praising him, and saying he's better than Raiden. I don't think he's better than Raiden, but I don't think he's garbage either. Personally, I think Sino's biggest flaw is I don't know too much about Sino. I just know he's very high investment. I think from I heard it's because of substat management. Like you have to like micromanage all his stats perfectly, like EM and maybe like crit rate and stuff, crit damage. I don't know the full details, but that is what I've heard. And yeah. So I'm gonna put him in B. I think that's fair. Maybe A. I'm not sure. No, B, because I did the same thing with, like, Child, because he's high investment, and Eula. So yeah, it's fair if I put him in V. V? B. Candace is useless. No one uses her. She's garbage in every way possible. Nilu is A, maybe even S. She is extremely niche, but her team is strong. She was my first limited 5-star, and I have not used her. I just remembered how strong I saw her team was, and today I messed around with Spiral Abyss. She's level 70, and I still went all the way. I still completed all the way to the end of floor 12, all of it, with her and her pretty boof team. A Yao Yao with no artifacts and a level 60 weapon, a Nahida with god-awful artifacts, and a Xingqiu with, like, no crit rate. Still went all the way through. So she is busted, and I definitely am going to start working on her team. I would say S, actually. I don't even think A, I think S. She's just extremely broken. Speaking of extremely broken, the most busted Dendro character that everyone needs to have, because she's just that good. I don't know what else to say. Her Dendro application is insane. Her skill lasts a while. It's great in the overworld for collecting things. She can even be a support character with her burst. She could be literally DPS, sub DPS, or support. That's how good Nahida is. She can be all three at the same time, you know? Yeah, definitely a must pull for anyone who's been ever thinking about it. Layla. According to people, she has the second best shield in the game. So she's definitely at least a C. I don't know about a B, though. I think she's good. I just don't think she's crazy good. I think she's definitely a great option if you need a shielder and you don't have Zhongli, though. So I'll put her at C. She has decently good cryo application as well. So you could use her in, like, melt teams. Wanderer, A. I don't think he's, like, as busted as these guys, but I think he's definitely a amazing Animo DPS, especially with Faruzan. Like, he is just insane. I have seen him just destroy Spiral Abysses. I've even seen a solo run of him. No Faruzan, no Benny, no nothing. He just is a monster. Like, literally. Water is busted. Faruzan. She's niche, but she is pretty amazing in her niche. I put her in A, along with Wanderer. She is great for Wanderer and Xiao and even Heizo. So, yeah. C6 your Faruzans. If you can. I tried. I only have C1. Yeah. I tried with that one banner. With the Cloud Return Nahida banner. I tried. Got one copy. Kept getting Gumming and Noel. I think those are the other ones on the banner. Aetham! A lot of people say he's a god, a lot of people say he's alright, but Nahida's better. I think Nahida's definitely better. I don't think he's just alright, though. I think he's good. I think he's very good. I just don't think he's as broken as Nahida, and I don't think he's like a must. You know? He's not a must. Like, Nahida's a must, but I don't think Alhaitham's a must. Yao Yao. Yao is definitely the best Dendro 4-star, for sure. She heals, she's got Dendro application, she's extremely easy to build. You can use the new weapon from the event, the Alchemical Ascension event on her. That's what I just put on her. And yeah, no, she's great. I would definitely put her probably an A. I think she's that good. I would argue she is that good. If you don't have like Baiju, 1000% use her. She's the first character I C6'd as well, by the way. Throwing that out there. Yeah, no, she's an amazing character, and 1000% would say use her in your Bloom or your Hyper Bloom teams. She's amazing. And yeah, my Nilou Bloom team that I'm trying to work on, she is gonna be the crutch that team needs. So Yaya's amazing. Dia. Okay, I'm not gonna put her in an F as much as people wanted me to, but I'm not gonna pretend like she's not bad. She is bad, and you need C6 for her to be decent. She can work. She can clear Spell Abyss. She's extremely heavy investment though, and you probably should get her cons if you're gonna think about using her. I like Dee as a character a lot, but oh, you really did her dirty. So I'm gonna put her in D because of how high investment she is and how you need her cons for her to be like anywhere. Mika. Honestly, Mika's pretty good. Hyperspeed teams with Mika and I almost said Yunjin are great. They're fun, and I think Mika's a great addition. He's one of the easiest ways to get, with Jean to boost her C4, boost normal attack speed, and that is extremely hard to get. You need a C6 Yunjin to get some normal attack speed buffs. That's hard to do as well. Mika, you can just do it with his skill. Yeah, so I think Mika's great. I don't think he's extremely versatile, but I think he's great. I'm gonna put him in C. Yeah. Baiju. I'll put him in A. I don't really care for Baiju's kit that much. I'd rather just use Yao Yao. I mean, he's probably better, though, than Yao Yao. I just personally prefer Yao Yao. But he can go here. Kave, F. He's useless. Don't build him. He is just garbage. It's surprising that a Dendro character would be that far down, but he is. He's just that bad. There's just nothing good about his kit, like, at all. Kirara? I'll put her in B, I think. Or maybe C. I'm not sure. I've seen a lot of people say she's got a really decent kit, so I'll put her in B. I don't know too much. I've never, like, personally... I played with her, but I've never, like, tried to, like, seriously use her or learn how to use her. But I'll leave her there, just from what I've heard from people. Although I don't really see much use out of her. Okay, I'll put her in C, just because I don't really see people actually use her. I just hear people say she's decent. Linny. Listen, I think Linny's kit is pretty crap. Like, I heard Linny's good. I haven't seen it. I've not really watched people use Linny. I've heard he's good. I just think his kit is extremely clunky. And, like, people think Klee or Child is clunky. Freaking Linny is so clunky. Like, I don't understand how you use his kit at all or how you get good damage off of him. All I know is he works well with Mono Pyro, and there's something about prop arrows and stacks and whatever. I don't understand it. It's too complicated for me. I personally don't like Linny's kit. I'll put him at B, though. I just feel like the learning curve is way too high for him to be an A. Or S. He's definitely not going to be an S, but for him to be an A, yeah. Lynette, not bad. If you C6 her, you can actually run her as a DPS. She's pretty fun. And yeah. C, I think is pretty fair place for her. Not much to say. From an A, D, he is not terrible, but not great either. You can run something with him. I don't know. Nubilet is broken, and you should get him. I don't have him, but I want him so badly. Unfortunately, with Kazuha and Nubilet banners, I have to choose Kazuha, so unless I get Kazuha in like one pull and win my 50-50 with Nubilet, probably not gonna get Nubilet until he reruns for a second time. Wahoo. But yeah, no, he's broken. He does extremely high damage. He's one of the few characters who can solo Spiral Abyss easy peasy. Actually, he's the only character who can solo Spiral Abyss easy peasy. He's just that broken. Which makes sense. It is lore accurate. Wriothesley. A lot of people slept on Wriothesley. A lot of people didn't pull for him. But you know what? They're going to regret it, because Wriothesley's actually pretty good. The only annoying part about Wriothesley is he is so easy to kill. If you don't have a healer on your team. And I liked, like Bennett is just not enough to sustain him, personally. Like, it can, but especially on, like, when you're fighting against the freaking, what are they called? Any high damaging unit, like the Breacher Primuses, that's what I'm thinking of. Those things just demolished him when I did him with Spiral Abyss. But he can hit some great numbers. He's not bad. And, even if you don't have C1, he's pretty great. Just a little more awkward to play. I don't have C1, so he's a little more awkward to play, which why I haven't played him in a while, but he is fun. I'm going to put him in A. I think A is fair. I don't think he's I think he's better than B tier. Farina, S tier, extremely great. She saved healers from being on the brink of extinction. She buffs the crap out of teams like Xiao and Nubilet, and she's great for other characters like Ayaka or shit, I don't know, man. She's just great. You can do a lot with her. You can put her in a Hyper Bloom team. You can put her in, just as a buffer. You can put her... You can even, if you have C6, you can run her as a DPS. She's just a great character overall. I personally think she is a must-pull, for sure. Charlotte! I feel like a lot of people slept on Charlotte. I saw people use her in, freeze teams, and she does pretty damn good. I'm gonna put her in B. I think she is great, and probably the best Cryo 4-star, but I don't think she's, insanely good. But she's a great healer. And I assume she gets even better with cons. I don't have nearly enough, though. I only have C2 Charlotte. Navia! Would you guys agree? I say would you guys as I'm live streaming this. I think you guys would agree she's probably S tier. She's broken. She does extremely high damage, even with no constellations, and an unoptimized team. She still does amazing personal damage. So yeah, I think she's just really great. I don't think she's quite a must pull, but she will be a great pull if you pull for her, for sure. Chevreuse. Where do I put her? Well, we're looking at this in terms of not I put Farazan all the way up there, and she's extremely niche. And I put Nilou in S, and she's niche. So yeah, let's look at her in terms of how good does she do for her niche. Because her niche is Overload. You can't use her outside of Overload. That is just the rule of thumb. Personally, I think she's great. I use her in my Raiden Overload team, and she helps out a lot with damage. And I don't even have her C6 too. If I did, she'd help out even more. So I'm gonna put her in B. No, A. I think she's amazing in her niche. And, well, I don't know. I don't know if she's good enough for A, actually. I think she's great, though. It's hard to say. She's like between an A and a B. I think if I'm thinking that, though, it should probably be B. But I also feel like she's better than most of these characters. So I don't know. It's hard to say. I'll just keep her in B. Cloud Returner, I think, is also gonna be a B. She's great for Xiao, and Diluc, but pretty useless for anyone else. Can just use Jean, and Jean might do better even. I don't know, but she's good. Oh, and for Gaming, I forgot about Gaming, but yeah, Gaming, go along with her. He is great, but he's not as good as other Pyro DPSs. Like Yoimiya or Hu Tao. And lastly, we have Chiori. I don't know too much about Chiori. I've seen a lot of people using her in the new Spiral Abyss. I've messed around with her. She doesn't seem that crazy good, but I don't know. She seems like a combination of like, I don't know how to put her. She's like a combination between like Yai and Kuching, which are ironically both Electro 5 stars. I don't know. She's very interesting. I haven't explored a lot of her yet, but I'll put her here for now. I think that's a fair place. So yeah, this is my tier list. If you guys want to see more tier lists, make sure you, leave a comment down below and saying what you want me to do. And yeah, hopefully this is enjoyable. This is going to be a long video because I don't feel like I can really cut out much of anything. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you disagree with something, or if you have more knowledge about a character than I do, say like Chiori or Sino or Baiju, I don't know, then let me know. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you have not already. Like the video, I would like my channel to, continue to grow. I don't get that many views, but I appreciate anyone who does watch, If you are that one person who watches or those 10 people, 10 people watch and you're that one person, I appreciate you. But yeah, thank you, and have a nice day.